welcome to Resilient Brown Mamas podcast. We are season 2, episode 2. Yes, so excited. Just in case y'all forgot, I'm Mika Rose.
I'm Sheena B.
And I'm Sonia G.
And Resilient Brown Mamas back in the building. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, you can find us wherever you find your favorite podcast. We're gonna say it again at the end, but I'm gonna say it in the beginning because I forgot how this thing's supposed to go. But here we are. So today, we're gonna touch on a couple of things today, right? Because we haven't checked in. 2024 just started happening to us.
Yeah.
I know to me in particular, 2024 just snatched me out of darkness and tossed me into light. And I am here smile. I don't think y'all ever saw this smile before. I don't think y'all ever saw this. And then I know that y'all are working on stuff. So we need to bring the people just up to speed on how we're feeling, where we're at, just a check-in. And I'm sure it's going to be entertaining because y'all are both
All I'm going to say is that 2023, R.I.P 2023, R.I.P. 2024 is bland over here.
So
far.
It needs sazon.
Little Laura's.
I got you. You want adobo?
I need some sazon, some adobo, some Lowry's, some Tony's. Yeah. I'm blessed. I'm here. I'm breathing. I'm well. But yeah, 2024 needs a sprinkle of seasoning.
You'll get there. It's still the beginning. It's gonna come in like a lamb.
What is it?
Like a lion.
We just got into February, so you still got plenty of time, and it's coming.
35 days in. Am I complaining at 35 days in?
You better not.
No, you're not complaining. You're just answering the question.
What about you, Sonia G?
Woo. Well, yes. R.I.P. to 2023. The ending of 2023 almost sucked the life out of me.
No.
Yeah, emotionally, I have to say. But it's a new day, it's a new beginning, and it's crazy when it's not even your own, when it's not even your own stuff.
Yeah.
People around you, and of course people that you love. And I'm gonna be honest that from New Year's Eve all the way until probably 3 days into the new year or 2 days into the new year, I had my cell phone off on Do Not Disturb. I was in a real funk in these four walls. I'm not gonna say borderline depression. Depression. But it was very therapeutic.
That's what I'm gonna say. Sometimes that solitude is what you need.
Yeah, very therapeutic. It gave me a lot of clarity. Moving forward into 2024 on those, on those items and on that subject there. But I'm looking forward to 2024.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be very, very comfortable on my couch with my blanket.
Let's see. Is this what kind? Is this a chenille blanket? What kind of is that fur?
It's definitely not chenille, but it might as well be, and it might as well be fur because it's just.
It looks fancy. It looks warm.
Auntie got her blanket, and she ain't parted with her blanket ever since. In Jesus' name,
amen. November. I got this in November when I went over.
October.
That is nice.
Separable.
Auntie, where you at with my blanket?
Ouch. And as we get further into this episode, we're gonna understand why I am so excited about that.
Okay, look, everybody has their little happy place. I was saying I don't enjoy my couch enough because I pace, and I think I need to. I haven't always paced. I became a pacer when I left. A lot of bad habits happened when I left Boston, and to cope with just not being there and like life changes that weren't the best. And now I am like a pacer. I just pace.
Wow.
All day. And I guess it's good because I'm, supposed to be moving and I really live like a sedentary lifestyle, but I feel like there's something unhealthy about that because when I sit on my couch, I feel strange. So I'm gonna
Mm.
write. You
Oh,
always got something to write down every. I'm like,
yeah.
let me
So
start
you're a
writing.
pacer, and I sit in one spot for hours, and it only seems like it's a few minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been sitting in this one spot for three
Oh
hours. Like,
my
what was I doing?
gosh.
I sat down at 11 o'clock, and now it's 5 o'clock. It's dinner time. Like,
I wonder
what
if anybody else has noticed this about themselves. Because either one, the two
happened?
extremes, like they have to be addressed, right? Because
Yeah.
even though I'm pacing, I'm not necessarily being productive. But I think I'm creating this, idea in my mind that because I'm moving, I'm not looking lazy. I think maybe
Yes.
that's
Mm.
why I do that. But yeah, I'm
Yes.
far from lazy, right? So
Mm.
I think I need to we're gonna unpack these things. We're gonna unpack these, not today, but now it's gonna give me something to look into.
Yeah, so it's a lot of nervous energy because you know in your
Yeah.
mind, right? Subconsciously, you have so much to do. You have so much to do, and like in your soul, you have this laundry list of things. And so, like you said, it's being busy, but busy doing what? Accomplishing what?
A
Right?
whole lot of
So
nothing.
because yeah, this is also fresh to you. It's all gonna line up because you have a lot of things to do, and that's that energy that's gonna get it done. Because you about to poof, explode.
Speaking of things to do, I don't know if I mentioned last time that I got the job. Did I mention that?
You did not. I
Did
think
I?
that happened after that episode we did.
Did it because it was I got hired in October.
It happened afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Sheena, my sister, told me to apply at her job, and I was like, "Girl, no," but I needed money. I needed a job, and we were talking about purpose. What I thought was purpose, but not. I really needed to be busy, to be productive, and to make money, to be honest, right? So I started working, and I actually love my job. Like, it could get crazy. I worked overnight last night, but it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
And she told me, she was like, "You're perfect for this because you're empathetic and you love seniors," because we deal mostly with seniors and families and all the things. And when I tell you, I feel loved on by these people. Like, I feel like we go together. The people at the company, I was like, they got to be lying. Like, they're not this, like, caring, and they're not this
Yeah.
considerate, and they're not this, into like development and making you feel like you're part of a family. But they really, really are. And it's just like such a good feeling to like change my environment, be productive in a job. I don't know. I just had to share that because I didn't think it was possible. There's a lot of things I used to always say when I was like under my funk forever, that you can't have everything at one time, right? So like
Yeah.
you love your job, but your kids are crazy. You love your job, your kids are great, your spouse is a mess. You love your job, your kids are great, your spouse is cool, but your finances aren't in order. I am sitting in a spot right now where I'm like, thank God, I'm leading with gratitude. I've been told y'all since last year that's nothing new, just being mindfulness. But now mindfulness is a practice, right? So after
Yes.
practicing, now I finally have been put in these situations where I have to put it into praxis. And it really works when you practice mindfulness and gratitude. It's like the happier you are with things, the more stuff comes. Like I got a place and I said, I'm happy with this place. This place is great. Only to get a call like, oh, we got a bigger place. Do you want that place? Like, hell yeah, I want that place. So it's just like, as soon as one thing comes in, I'm like, oh, I got this money, but man, and it's good money. I'm happy with my money. And you want some more money? I'm like, what? And then I got some responsibilities at work, and it's like, get at them responsibilities. You want them more? And I'm like, hold on now. Hold on, because I like lobster, and this lobster's good. Is more gonna fall off the sky.
Listen.
But I just wanted to share that because like this is the first time that I didn't set any goals for the year. Not gonna lie. Normally I'm like, I'm gonna start doing my hair. I'm gonna start putting on makeup. I'm gonna start getting out more. I'm gonna start being more positive. It didn't even last a week. It's like people going to the gym. You know how it goes on you. There ain't a
Yeah.
damn elliptical available that first 3 weeks, and you be waiting on that 15th day. What is it? But 22nd day, ain't nobody in there. You can get
Yep.
all your machine.
Right.
that's how life has been. But it's like, nah, like I could really get used to this joy and these blessings because the more you welcome them, the
Yeah.
more you appreciate and show gratitude. And we say it, and I've said it, and I share it, and people agree, but I've never really seen it, and I've never really felt it. But this was the practice, and that was just the mindset to get there. And when I tell y'all, anybody who's listening, it exists, honey. Just hold on,
Yeah.
stand fast, listen, be obedient, and Lord.
And that's a good point to prove that, everybody says, oh, here comes New Year's, I'm going to do all these resolutions, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write my 17,000 goals, and then, you know you do three of them for the first 3 days, and everything goes out the window.
The first 2
Because
minutes.
And I talk about that with just like vision boards and stuff. Everybody want to do a vision board and they're cutting out these pictures that's not them. And they're using these words that's not exact. And they put this house on here, but their credit is garbage. Start with your credit. Because you can put the house up there all day. What work are you doing to get to the house? And let's be honest. If you make $40,000 a year, but you got a $40 million house up there, who, where? The lottery, a settlement, that
Yeah.
could happen. But at the end of the day, the reward is in doing the work. So are you a Forex trader? Are you going to start getting into real estate? Like, what are you doing to put those things into praxis?
Right.
And that's why I was like, I can't ask for a 6-figure job today.
Just right. I was
But
going to say just yet.
but I know I will get one. I know that I do 6-figure level of work, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a job where I get it from, but I do want to sharpen my skills. So God give me something to go towards that. And when I tell you I'll be knocking at that door in a couple months' time, right? Like off of a 9 to 5 and other things that I've done in that, before to front load my life. Like, hello, was not there 4 months ago.
Right. Right.
You know what I
So,
mean? So
just to rewind a little bit, because I think we started off with not really telling everybody, and it's okay to like say it on here, but not telling everybody really what the goal of today's the topic of today's episode was, right?
you know what? It's because I think it was a little different because mine is definitely a
Yeah.
praise report. And then we were talking about just purpose, right?
Yes, perfect.
And then that's what I got from both of you two was the
Yeah.
purpose portion.
Yeah. You're right, and you're right. And I just wanted to rewind a little bit because I want to go to Sheena, and I think the reason I want to rewind is because Sheena has a very clear way of explaining where she's at right now, right? And what she's feeling from the beginning of the year, or maybe just an overflow from last year. But
Yeah.
I wanna just jump over to Sheena and have her just go ahead and share. And I know that's gonna lead into so much more.
You better fix your face. Don't
Good,
start out with
good.
exhaustion.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and some gents,
Look, I gotta get comfortable.
I told y'all R.I.P to 2023 because I came into the 2024 like, what is it all for?
Oh,
What is it all for? Went to school, got my degrees, I take care of my children, I got a great career. And I'm like, okay, now what? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing other than take care of my children, come home, go to work, do it all over again? What am I supposed to be doing? I've always had a purpose. Anything that I've ever done, I've always had purpose in doing it. Most people that know me or really, really know me know that I don't do anything I don't like doing. I go to a job, they look at me funny, they tell me something crazy, their ethics don't align with mine. Bye. You know
okay.
what bye. But no, I can't say anything about work. Work is amazing, like Meek said. We work for a unicorn of a company. I don't have any complaints. But what is my purpose in life? Like outside of work, outside of my children, what is my purpose? And since the end of 2023, I've been trying to figure that out. And I really haven't gotten anywhere yet as to what is my purpose. I have all these ideas, all these things I want to accomplish and do. Some of them are not necessary because you have these goals. Sometimes you have goals and things you want to accomplish. Sometimes they're necessary, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just things that you want to do because you think you have to, or because you feel like you're competing with someone silently. Sometimes we compete with people and don't even realize we're competing with people or things, right? Um, but yeah, I'm like, I wanted to start a cleaning company. I've been wanting to do that. What is the purpose?
Yeah.
Mika,
What is the purpose?
who started this podcast?
I did. I did. I did. So I keep asking myself, what is my purpose? And then what did the gals say? Well, when are we going to record? Honestly, we were supposed to record last week. I'm usually the one pumped up and ready to go. And last week I said, gals, I ain't got it in me. And the reason for that is because I was sitting on my couch from 11 o'clock or 10:30 that morning, and I didn't want to get up to brush my hair to record because I wanted to sit in that one spot and just breathe. I wanted to sit in that one spot and not have anything to do. I wanted to sit in that one spot and scroll on my phone. I wanted to sit in that one spot and throw my head back, open my mouth, and take a nap, is what I wanted to do.
Amen.
And that's what I did. But then afterwards, I was like, now we really gotta start recording again because I think my mission throughout my entire life has always been to just speak life, to share my story, to speak life, to motivate. I never knew it as those words. As I got older, it became those words. But when I was younger, it just was me being authentic, me just being the realest person that I could be to the people around me. And this podcast, in a nutshell, gives me that opportunity to do that. And yeah, I guess it's my purpose.
Amen.
It's my purpose.
Sometimes we forget. You know how you pray for something, right? You might have prayed for it like 3 years ago, and then you got it,
Yeah,
and then 3 years later you forgot
yeah,
that you prayed for it, you got it,
yeah,
and but you're in a different place, like 3 years later, six
yeah.
years later, and so you forgot about that, right?
Or Sonia, it doesn't look like what you thought. Because
Yeah,
I think we had a podcast and we talked about like painting that picture and what it looks like when that thing is not how you pictured it in your mind. Because we have this whole storybook movie in our head as to how things should go, and then when it doesn't work that way, we're a little kind of disappointed. And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking about my purpose. My purpose is on my computer. It's
Yeah.
right there in front of me, right? It's just, hey, you got to get up off your butt and you got to work the purpose. Because as an entrepreneur, I know if you're doing something and you don't have a purpose and a love and a passion for it, one, you're not going to make the type of money that you want to make. And two, you're going to stop doing it at some point because you don't love it.
yeah.
You got to be passionate about the things that you do or the things that you're involved in, or else there is no outcome. So, yeah,
That's
this
good.
week for me was a reset for me. And I speak to you ladies pretty much every day, but this week was a reset for me. I started off, like I said, with cleaning my room.
Okay. Every little bit,
My room,
right? Every step.
my room is always a reflection of where I am in life.
Mm.
I don't know what you guys have that kind of shows you clear in front where you are. My room is always a reflection of where I am emotionally and mentally. I don't put things away. I pile things up because it's piling up all of the mess, right? Confusion, that clutter in your mind and your emotions. Like my room is a manifestation of how I'm feeling in the moment. And so I said this weekend, I'm going to start by cleaning up my clutter.
Okay.
And that's what I did this weekend. I cleaned up my clutter. I wiped it away.
And we're recording.
And now we're recording.
You were recording.
Yeah. And now
Yeah.
we're recording. Yeah.
And so it's gonna. I wanted you to go ahead and say what you were gonna say because I know it's gonna, lead into what I wanted to say. And you and I talk about this a lot. That you have to give yourself permission, right? Mentally, Stop beating yourself up about,
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the couch for 3 hours. And I'm saying this as someone who, for many years, and Sheena is my witness to this, would not give myself that permission to do so. Basically, my whole life would not give myself the permission to sit still. And probably, I think 2020 did it for the whole world, but just me personally, 2020, 2021 really sat my ass down.
Yeah.
And it was the first, and I fought it for a while. I fought it for a while until I realized that I was getting nowhere. There was really nothing for me to do. There was nothing for me to, in my heart, there was nothing for me to chase. There was nothing for me to build. There was nothing for me to just do, period. And I was okay with, I'm going to lay on my couch and watch TV.
Today I don't feel like doing anything.
And here we are, 2024. And it brings me such peace and joy when I walk through my door.
Mm.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I do is grab my remote. Now, back in the day, yeah, it was unproductive. The TV was distracting. The TV was a negative thing to do. The TV was not helping you accomplish anything in life. Why are you watching TV? And I get there's a form of that. I get it. Just like sitting on social media for 8 hours of the day. We don't want to do that. But you have to allow yourself, and again, I'm saying this from where I came from, to just do nothing and not feel guilty about it. Because
Yeah.
that pressure from society that says, if you are not out there working hard, and if you're not out there building a business, if you're not out there doing this, then you what are you doing? You're wasting,
Y'all,
you're not accomplished, you're not successful. That's
Yeah.
bull crap. That's where all the mental stress comes from.
y'all, she would not watch TV. She wouldn't watch a movie. She wouldn't listen to the radio. I'm like, yo, son, you a person. You can be all of the things just because you take a moment to listen to a few songs you like or to watch a TV show or a movie. It doesn't mean that you're not being productive. It doesn't mean that you're not being successful. It doesn't mean that you're not working or striving towards something. Like, don't lose sight of you as an individual. Like, just so watching her, when I call her, she be like, yeah, I'm watching my Netflix.
The blanket.
It just, it makes me smile because she was so rigid. Like anybody who knows Sonia personally, like she was like steadfast, like a beast at everything she does. And I feel like at this point in her life, if she don't feel like beasting for nothing else ever again,
Yeah.
she ain't got to.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you miss that version of yourself
She don't
sometimes?
got to.
No, I don't, because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's no other words about it. It's mental exhaustion. There's a level of physical exhaustion. I mean, yeah, I'm in the gym every day, and that's my love, that's my passion, and I'm able to do it, thank God, other than my jacked up knee for now. But I'm still in there hitting the weights and stuff like that. But there's a level of, I can't run with my baby like I did before. I'm like, oh, girl, you gotta sit down. I can't do this. But mental, emotional exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, the beginning of this year, the ending of the year, like other people's stuff really drained the life out of me.
Yeah.
Because it's always been about other people, basically since the age of 17.
Yeah.
Do
Like,
you have
55 in December. I'm tired.
thought of like wait, because that's not healthy. It's not your problem. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, that's why I said there was a lot of clarity in those that
Okay.
time
Because
of
I stand on that. And as a mother and as a daughter and as a sister and as a best friend,
yeah,
I have watched people carry my mess and how it destroyed them
yeah,
slowly, quietly, did not know. And it angered me that they were taking that on and that was
Yeah.
keeping them up at night. So I'm talking about from the other side of it because
yes,
everybody else doesn't consider how they're tearing you up. So when you're sitting there and you can't sleep, they be snuggled up.
yeah.
They
And
be bunned up.
I
They're
have to
not
say
even
from
thinking
this,
about you.
but like you said, you didn't know, right? So
Yeah.
it's something that you intentionally did, but it's the love, right? And it's the caring from the other side, right? From my side. And it's just something that I had to go through. It was just something
Yes.
that I had to go through because it's the way that it hit me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a piece of that little puzzle as well, right?
Yes.
Vested, right? And so I had to go through my own cleansing process, right? And so I came out of that, you know,
Amen.
with a different mindset, a different, I have to preserve myself type of mindset. I can only do what I can do.
Say
Um,
that again. Preserve, self-preservation.
yeah, self-preservation. And yeah, I struggle with sometimes now
Mm.
making a new decision that I would have before, or like, don't even finish the sentence. I'm there. You know,
Right. Oh, yeah.
pretty
And it's
sad.
beautiful.
Go.
It's beautiful to be able to share.
And now I'm just like in silence.
Yeah, yeah. Because you beforehand, you're like, oh, I'm being selfish. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. And
Yeah.
we do a lot of things out of love sometimes, but sometimes it gotta make sense, right?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
decisions, and I'm speaking for myself as well. It gotta make sense. So just because you don't do something doesn't mean that you don't love someone. It just means that you're choosing yourself or choosing the moment at that time. And there's nothing wrong with that because 10 times out of 10, that person is going to choose themselves all of the time.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing.
you struggle with yourself with this one, like, do I
Yeah.
go? Da, 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 I'm really, really tired, but they really need me. Meanwhile, if they were tired, they'd be like, yo, I'm tired right now. I can't.
And half the time they don't even need us.
And
Half
don't
the
need
time we
anything.
insert ourselves into other people. I used to, oh, I am famous for inserting myself
Yeah.
in other people's stuff and then being all toe up, getting gray hairs. And like I said, that person recovered tomorrow and I'm so exhausted or I feel defeated because I couldn't save them. Or,
Yeah.
or I become the enemy because now I done rubbed somebody else in the situation wrong. Like that kind of stuff, and it will make you crazy. And I
Yeah.
learned something recently about worry, being a person with severe, and I don't even claim anxiety. No, I
Thank
can't.
you.
Let me tell. It's
Thank
the new
you.
Tamika. It's the new Tamika.
Thank
I'm
you.
not an anxious person. I have been convinced that I'm an anxious person because I have, for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, I still worry. I'm a human being. But to worry about every single thing and that never happened, like my daughter, y'all know I love her. That's my baby. When she first got to school, I could not sleep. I know she's in an Uber. I told her not to get in no Ubers with. I wonder if she's by herself. Every night she's sleeping like a baby. I don't hear from her until 4 o'clock the next day because she's in a stupor from partying until 5 in the morning. But I didn't sleep, and she's living her life, and nobody kidnapped her. So I was worried that all these things were gonna happen, and when I realized worry got me nowhere, and that typically the person I was worried about was not worried about
But
themselves.
sick. It gets you
Not
sick.
that
That's
she
all they do.
not that she wasn't worried about me, but she still is living her life,
Yeah.
and she didn't want me to worry like that. She wants to be able to have fun, and she wants her mom to enjoy her
Right.
having fun. So once we look at those things and just like
Yeah.
realize how much it takes a toll on us, I start to like just view worrying about stuff different and
Differently.
taking on people's stuff different. So I'm glad that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
weren't like, oh, this felt good that I was in the house for 3 days, and the next time I'm gonna react the same way. You already know that that's just not gonna work for you. There's other ways for us to
Yeah.
show up for people and ourselves, and that ain't
Yeah.
it.
And I learned that, like, I have a grown son, I have a brother, I have a dad. So, it's not just in one area of my life. It's spread all around because I've just been that person for that long. Even my
Yeah.
brother or my father, after my mother passed away, and I'm just like, I not that I can't, I choose not to anymore.
Wow, that is so
Everything is a
crazy.
choice, right? Everything is a choice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I choose to not comment. Perfect word you said. I choose to not insert myself
Yeah.
because the reality is in that time of me just in that solitude, I realized that a lot of the things I brought them on myself, right?
Yeah.
Some of my feelings of feeling not appreciated, or I'm someone where I've gotten to the point. I can't say that I've always been this way, but I'm okay with you just saying thank you. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
I like when you just say thank you. That's enough for me. But there was a season in my life where, like, or depends on who it was, like, yeah, you could buy me a piece of jewelry if you really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was back then. But um and from these individuals, just thank you. Just acknowledging, that I went out of my way. That's enough for me. But
Yeah.
I was in my own funk because person didn't even say thank you. Oh, I went out my way to do it. They didn't ask me to.
I've
Yeah.
been there. Whew.
They didn't even ask for what I did.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. Going
On
over
me.
and beyond. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That stinks.
Yeah. I put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
And then later on, yeah, the person, it might have not been when I wanted them to say it, but yeah, then the person did say thank you and they appreciate everything. And so here I am going through all of this roller coaster for nothing,
And you
Yeah.
still end up where you want it to be.
and then
You
brought on by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be appreciated? It's funny because I think that just made me think of something that's probably a whole nother thing. I'll table what I thought about that because I get all philosophical. I took one philosophy class when I had my associate's degree, and I swear it just made me a guru, the guru that you see before you today. So, but
Listen,
we'll table that.
you open that door, and I'm gonna go right in there with you. You know that.
Look,
Okay, listen, because something when you said that, my whole mind just went, whew, all these butterflies come springing up because appreciation goes a long way. I think there's a soft, not a softness, what's the word?
Look, Mika and I like
There's there's a calmness that's created when you feel appreciated. When you don't feel appreciated, it creates chaos, a sort of this chaos in your mind, right? In your emotions, because you start feeling things and thinking things that may not necessarily be true for the people that you're looking for this appreciation from, right? Because you're making these things up in your head. But if the people who you want to you want to show that appreciation, do it in a timely and an effective manner, you don't even get to see the chaos. It doesn't happen because they've created the peace and the calm for you. I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
another way to explain it. I don't know another way to explain it. Like you said, in these days, a thank you is more than enough for you. You don't
Oh
need
yeah,
bouquets of flowers, you don't need jewelry, but to just be like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for thinking of me."
yeah,
yeah.
I know for me,
Everybody, yeah.
that goes a long way. You know what? Your great daughter, great friend, great sister, great mom. Oh my God, thank you so much because you didn't have to. I appreciate you. Matter of fact, I know you're tired and you still did it anyway. Thank you. To me, the acknowledgement
Yeah,
means so much more than anything else you could give me.
yeah.
Now,
It's
I
like
don't
being,
know.
right. You want somebody to thank
An expensive dinner may override the thank you, but for
yeah,
the most part, the thank you, it means something if you really mean it from your heart, you
yeah,
know. So,
yeah. It's like being seen, right?
yes.
Everybody goes through life like, we all just take care of things what we got to take care of, but it's like being seen by
Yeah.
the person that
yeah.
matters. All those people, it matters. It's a big deal.
Everything matters.
You
So,
see,
And
you see
I
me
feel like
fighting
sometimes we say certain things don't matter. Nah, son, everything matters.
everything matters. Y'all see me fighting with this light here so I could stop having green eyes. Like,
so they're not bad though. They're not bad.
No.
But and I'll say it quickly and then we'll move on because I am interested in what your like how you want to see like your year now after coming from that. But one thing that I feel like um I'm learning to practice because I struggle with because of in my environment, it was everybody was transactional, right? And you see it on your social media. I'm always there for people, but when I need something, nobody's there for me. That's not my story.
mhm,
Never has been, but because I always saw it, I would like be like when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? I would be like that. And then when I started to go inward, I started to ask myself when I do things, because I'm a people pleaser from childhood, I'm working on that. But I still am. So I found a job where I have to please people. So then that's how I get it all out. I know it sounds crazy, but that's why I love customer service, right? Because that's just like my way of doing it, but I'm getting paid for it, right? And there's not enough good people in service, but I digress. So when I ask myself, why do I do good things for people?
Yeah.
Our egos play a big part in why we do things in the first place. That's why we see people recording themselves doing nice things for people, or recounting what they do. Or if we get into a fight, I remind you of what I did for you, because sometimes it doesn't really come from a genuine place.
Yeah.
So I had to teach myself to just do things, and the reward to serve my ego. The reward is how it makes me feel,
Yeah.
right? The reward is also karma. I'm not doing something for you so I can get something back, but I know that when I do something for you, my God sees it,
Yeah.
and that's why I am so blessed. So, and this is not like to get in on what you went through, because I go through it. I'm a human being, but I know that that's one thing I tried to practice, because I suffer with that, especially coming from my family where I'm from. Like, everybody just want to be mad, and everything is everybody else's fault, and I place fault where it needs to be. I place blame where it needs to be, because if I'm gonna take accountability, you are too. But when it came down to like wanting appreciation and stuff, I realized that I wasn't getting it, but I realized it was because, again, they didn't ask for it. So they didn't even notice it. And I'm like, but I'm a good person. You know what I mean? And it was tearing me up. So then, and I'm not only going to do for others who do for me, because that's one of the approaches I took, to
Yeah.
try to combat that feeling. But then when I really was just like, you know what, why am I doing this? And then that's when it started to get easier to say no. Because why am I doing it? If it makes me uncomfortable, why am I doing it? If I know you don't appreciate me, why am I doing it? Mom, dad, sister, I don't care who it is. And I'm warning my kids in advance. Like, our relationship is still elective, sis. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean it's transactional, but it just means that whenever it doesn't feel
Yeah.
comfortable for me, just like whenever it doesn't feel comfortable for you, you feel like you could block me. And this isn't my Jenna, but this is what we see in our society.
Don't get it
Let's not even
twisted.
go there. Let's not even go there. I'm not
Don't
worried
get it
about it, but
twisted.
it's worth saying for stuff like this, because I used to take that stuff hella personal. But I was like, how do I work with myself? Because I can't work with everybody else. But how do I
Yeah.
work with me so that when I do things, I don't feel so pooped on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a doormat, and I don't want to get hard. But I gotta set boundaries, and the boundary has to be with myself. Because rules, we know, are things that we give other people. Boundaries are things that we set for ourselves,
Yep.
right?
Hard and
So,
concrete. Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's dope that you were like, okay, and it felt good. And I love that you got that, that reward, because we want to feel like, man, like you said, you saw me, but I just started personally just making it a practice to survey exactly what I'm doing. And am I okay if I don't get something back from this? And
Yeah.
if not, why? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, but I
You know
think you,
what just popped in my head when you said that? Love is unconditional, right? If
Yeah.
it's, let's say it's you and your child, or you and Jenna, me and my son, or whoever, my brother, whatever. So I didn't stop loving you. I didn't stop. I'm going to use my brother as an example, and it really is not anything for real with him. I didn't stop loving my brother because he didn't do XYZ, right? He didn't. He said no to me last month, and here we are the month later, and we're good.
yeah,
You're not going to stop loving me just because I said no.
Mhm.
right. Oh, yes. And if you do, I know something.
Then that's just what it is,
Right,
right?
right.
So it popped in my head that, like, the next time I say no, because it really is an inconvenience, or a burden, or financially can't do it, or whatever it is, or I just want to lay on my couch with my blanket,
With your chenille blanket.
you're not gonna stop loving me next week.
Right.
That's true.
That literally just popped in my head as you were talking.
You should feel safe with everybody and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Relation. Yeah. I always say love doesn't hurt. Right. Relationships should be safe spaces to be able to be honest. And if your honesty is a no in that moment, and that person does not make you feel safe, you may want to reevaluate the relationship, because it's probably not the first time that that person has made you feel unsafe in your relationship. So if we make plans for tomorrow night and then tomorrow comes and mentally and emotionally I'm not in the right space and I cancel on
More.
you, you should not be upset with me and then go trash talk me to the rest of the ladies or the girls because I said I don't want to go out tomorrow.
Mm,
Instead, you should be like, "Girl, is everything all right? Is there,
Yeah.
you need me to pick you up a bottle of wine? Like, what is it you need? Do you need assistance? I completely get it, sis. You know what? Take your time. We'll get up another time." Like, relationships and interaction should not be hard. Like I always say again, I'm repeating it. Love doesn't hurt. The minute it starts hurting, you have to reevaluate the situation. So,
mhm.
I mean, I know all of my girlfriends, they kind of already know the type of person I am. So if I'm like not today, then they know maybe she is going through a little something. Or I know Sheena is always running around like a chicken with a head cut off.
Yeah.
That girl's tired.
Yeah.
She gonna be all right. Let her have the moment. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And if you don't understand me for all that I am and all that I do, I don't know what our relationship is. So
Yeah.
Agreed.
I
I think,
require all low maintenance people around me because 'cause I'm
yeah,
low
Yeah.
maintenance, so yeah.
friendship is, I know for me, friendship is very important, and I don't keep people around me that don't support me, and I don't support them. And I think also knowing the people that you're around, the way that I love on Mika is very different than the way that I love on Sonia, because they require different things of me as I require different things of them. And knowing the person that you're in relationship with, whether it's a friendship, your husband, your sister, your mother, your father, everybody needs different things from different people, and understanding that. I have 6 sisters. I don't treat all 6 of my sisters the same because they don't all require the same thing.
I
Yeah.
will punch each one of y'all in the face, though. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I
Yeah.
hope y'all
Oh,
don't see
yeah. I
I'm
swear.
playing.
So I don't
Oh,
know. I
yeah.
think like Sonia said, a lot of the times we make up these crazy ideals in our head and we don't reevaluate. We just kind of, this is the way we see it, this is the way it needs to be
Yeah.
done. And if it ain't done this way, it's wrong. But that's not necessarily true. And I know these last few months, I've just been reevaluating a lot of things, parenting, life, certain, life decisions, just my personal, like, am I growing enough? Am I stuck in a space? Because as much as you grow, there are points where you get stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, am I really as open as I think I am? Am I being honest in this area? And I'm just reevaluating all of the things. And I will say, going through all this stuff in my mind, it's tiring.
Very.
It's tiring. So when I get a moment to just stay still, like I've been wanting strawberry ice cream all day, but I just didn't have it in me to get dressed and just go up the street and grab some strawberry ice cream. I just didn't have it in me.
I wish I still lived out there. I would have came and brought it to you because any excuse, I'm ready to walk out.
I know you're my
No,
snack
I
buddy.
will get in my car and go outside for no
That's
reason.
how Sonia and I got so tight.
Love
It
that.
was it was through food.
I
It
love
was through
that.
food.
I would have
Ugh,
brought it to you.
I know, but it's just the little things. I mean, I might go out tomorrow during lunch and grab myself a little snack. Or maybe after we finish recording. It's still a little early.
it's
It's,
still
it's
early.
dark, but it's early.
You
But
better go.
yeah.
I would have done I would have brought the Bronx style to your house. I would have asked you to throw the rope down off of the balcony,
Son, with the bucket, with the rope.
and I would have put the ice cream in the bucket so I didn't have to go upstairs.
I, I when I forever,
Yeah.
when I forever saw that happen. Yo, y'all, I can't talk about New York enough. I'll never stop talking about New York. I'm a proud New Yorker. Anywhere I go, they're like, "You from New York, aren't you?" And I'm like, "How do you know?" And they're like, "I heard it in your voice." And I was like, "No, I
Tell,
sound like a valley
tell us
girl."
what we talking about. Tell everybody what we talking about.
So, you guys, so I've known Sonia for a long time now. I mean, I don't know. It seems like I've known her forever, but it's definitely what, like 8 years, 8, 9 years or something like that.
Yeah, about
So
yeah.
one evening, we probably were coming from getting something to eat, but she needed to stop by her dad's house in the Bronx. All right. So we go to Papa's house. We pull up in front of the building, New York style apartment. Except for his building has one-way street. His building has
A little about
balconies. His building happens to have balconies that, boom, boom, boom. I'm thinking she's either gonna go up or Papa's gonna come down. Papa takes, it was a bucket on a string. and he
Lowers it like a
he lowers it down like a well. And here I am in total shock. Whatever she had, she puts it in the bucket. He pulls it back up. Thank you, sweetheart. Because he's so sweet. He always calls her sweetheart and it makes my heart melt. She gets back in the car. Transaction was like 60 seconds. And I'm like, that fast? Like, did he just lower a bucket and then you put the stuff in the bucket? She was like, yeah. I was like, yo. Ever since I saw that, I was like, yo, I'll never be the same. Like, if I wasn't in love with her dad prior to that, I'm definitely in love with him now.
You don't remember
Because
having the key to the what you call it, the third floor like that? Mom put it on the string and tossed it down. You unlocked the door.
no, when
put
I
it.
tell you that was so genius,
Duh, that's what, because grown
I
folks
would have
never say, "Oh,
never, I would have never thought of that.
you know why?"
Or
Because
if I would have thought of it, I would have never put it into action.
what?
Only in the Bronx. Only in
They
the
teach you about the pulley system in elementary school. What are we talking
Only
about?
in the Bronx do you
You remember
fully put the pulley system into
that?
full use.
So you
Into
know what?
yeah.
To be fair, yes, I've never seen the bucket. I like that, but we definitely did the key down, and it was on a long enough string to unlock the door, and then my mom would pull it back up.
No, I
It
grew up in
wasn't
a
nobody
house.
going downstairs to let you in.
I always grew up in houses. So I didn't live in an apartment building until I was an adult.
Yeah.
So there was no need to do that.
What?
There was
Listen,
no need to do that.
my
What?
father's street, one-way street, freaking tight, never any parking. Like for you to double park, you basically got to be kissing the car that is parked so that
Yeah.
the car can pass. And when I tell you, I go there, hop, skip, and a jump, I'm gonna take care of what I got to take, and I'm out because I can't stand it. I can't any. I am Bronx to the day I die, but there's a part of me that I don't miss it. Like I
Oh,
That
just
bucket
went
took me out.
today, and I'm just like, get me back out, get me out of here, right?
goodness me.
So that street is like you just go there. I'm gonna give you what I have to give you, and I'm out.
I love it.
And that's what happened. So we talk about that to this day. It's hilarious.
Well,
I saw a video on social media the other day like that, and
I saw the video too, and I cracked up.
You
I
know what?
love being from New York, y'all. I love being from New York.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, you know I be getting on y'all. We be over here making fun of y'all.
I don't care.
Because New Yorkers, you can't tell them that New York ain't dirty. You can't tell them New York ain't dangerous. She's not gonna say.
That's where we are. That's New York.
She's gonna say she would take the subway in New York before she would take the subway in DC. As if y'all are smearing poo-poo on people. Y'all are putting pee-pee on people.
Yeah.
Y'all are hitting people.
I don't do the
with
subways
baskets.
anymore.
Y'all are
Look,
knocking
No,
up
Sonia. So I
doors.
don't know if you've ever taken the train here in the DMV,
no.
but the homeless population out here, God bless them, they're different than our homeless population back home in New York.
That New York ain't nothing like a New York anything, let alone
No, no,
y'all
See,
crazy.
community, we are getting out of hand, but I'm gonna just say something. Y'all don't be offended by it. All I'm saying is that the homeless population in New York, it's like they're there, but they're not there, right? Like they don't talk to you. No, they don't walk up to you. They give you your space. Not the people here in the DMV. They straight come up on you like, yo, what's up? You got that 10? You got that 5? What's up? Like, it is.
Y'all not believing
No.
this. Y'all
No.
not believing this. There's nothing like a New Yorker. F out of here. That's how y'all, y'all don't care about nothing.
We do. We are
think that
nice
you're
people and we're very caring and we help out.
Wait, so I think because Sheena, you're used to New York, right? So
I know my people.
you're just used to it, right?
I know my people.
So over there it's foreign.
I've been in the DMV 5 years and I'm still like, nah, I don't trust it.
The only place on earth where somebody could be on the train, shaking down the whole train, taking money out of everybody's pocket, don't nobody look up. Y'all don't see nothing. That train, at least it says see something, say something. They say that on the train, but not in New York. It's not my problem. It's none of my business. Like, nothing. I don't want to get robbed on the train in New York because nobody cares. Like, the wildest. It's the jungle. They concrete jungle where
No.
dreams
It's
are
a
made. They're
concrete
set
jungle
in
for
stone.
I ain't
sure. Yeah.
taking it. I ain't taking
Look,
it.
look. You got something gonna happen. You're gonna see a little Puerto Rican guy on the. What happened?
What
What?
happened? And I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Bring in DC. I said we. I'm from Boston, sorry, but in DC you can't even bring water on the train. The train in New York stinky. Y'all got mice in the train car. They
Sitting
supposed
right
to
next
only
to you.
be
It's
out.
sitting right next to you.
So the way that she, and you should have saw her. We rode the subway. She was like, she ran onto the train. The train, and I'm looking like you are from the filthiest place. I say that from my chest. There's nothing
Chest.
dirtier than New York. And
I
she
hate the
made
train.
the DC transit system look like a third world country. I was like, girl,
I don't do trains.
but she's from Westchester. So
I
we'll just
don't
let
I
her
don't do public
uh,
transportation. I don't do
Well,
in
I don't do it. I don't do it anymore either.
in this time in my life, I don't do
listen,
public transportation.
on
look,
bamboo.
she has
Okay,
to
I'm
stay
about
with
to
her
tell you
pink.
take them off because you don't even deserve to wear them.
Look,
What?
Bamboos. I thought you was because you're not an around the way girl talking like that.
Nah, I don't do trains. When it was appropriate, I did that. I did it for a very long time and didn't complain about it.
You too fancy. Y'all hear that, New York?
I'm too fancy now.
look. So wait. So I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say
Because
because
I'm gonna call you
I
out.
stopped. No, I stopped the subway a long time ago. I left working in the city in Manhattan because either I was going to go to jail or I was going to get hurt back in the day because my mouth.
Oh, see, you belong on the train. Those are your people.
But I was working downtown in a time where, like, I'm not even going to say in a time because it's still like that. Like, you are in there like sardines.
Mm.
And I tell you, when ninjas want to take advantage of trying to rub up on you, that's when they do it.
I had my lottery ticket stolen one time on the Boston subway, so I know how that works.
The
It's
lottery
in my
ticket.
back
Listen,
pocket.
I was either going to go to jail or get hurt because my mouth, you trying to cop a feel,
What I'm saying.
subway.
New York.
So I stopped.
But I haven't been on a New York subway
my
in
20s.
over 10 years. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting on the train nowhere. Not Colorado, not New York, not Boston.
When we were on the train in the afternoon on a Saturday, there was only us and one or two other families. If it was New
And the
York,
conductor.
it would have been
And the
us,
conductor.
17 other families, somebody trying to sell us oils in their jacket, somebody putting the little red flowers on the seat. They want you to give them $1. You got people swinging
So it
around
matters
dancing,
what
making
time of
TikTok
day you get on
videos.
the
That
subway.
thing, because DC is, I'm sorry, it's better than New York, but you cannot tell a New Yorker that. So I'm going to let it rock. I just think it's hilarious that we went from purpose, trying to
The subways.
figure out our year to new job to podcasting.
The rats in the
New
subway.
York is dirty.
Well, this
Daddy.
year for 2024,
She's still not getting on the train.
I'm definitely say it again. I
You
am
better
going
say
to
that.
fall into my purpose. I am going to stay steadfast with the podcasting and really delve
Okay.
into my purpose with that. But for 2024, I'm not getting on the train.
You're not gonna get on the train. It go right
No.
to your job, sis.
I have a car that I pay for convenience. I want to listen to my music. I want to eat in my car. I don't want nobody on me. I want to sit on my heated seats with my heat blasting on my face. I'm not getting on the train. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree.
I'm not getting on the train. I'm not doing it. There was a point in time when I had to take the bus. I had to take the train. I don't need to do that today. I like convenience. The convenience of being in my car is far more convenient to me than driving an hour or I like the convenience of my vehicle.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll add the traffic. I'll add the traffic on top of that. I'm not doing it.
And I'll take the traffic because I know how to dip and weave. I'm from New York, so I'm good money.
Okay, suburban Sonia.
Call me
Sheena.
Call me whatever you like. I love you guys. I'm so glad that we were able to have this conversation today. So glad that we were able to give the community a little something, 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 something.
Okay, I'll join you.
Ayo, ayo, ayo.
Happy New
Oh, look, I
Year.
can still do that.
Hey, 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 yes. It's gonna be a
So-
beautiful year, and I'm so blessed that I get to spend it with you guys again.
Yes. So I guess until next week, we wanna hear from you just as much as you want to hear from us.
Facebook, Instagram, wherever you listen to your podcast, listen to us. Hit us up on email. We all and we don't sleep, so we'll respond.
And I hope you guys had just as much fun as we did this episode because I had a blast. I'm so glad we decided to record today again.
For sure. Well,
Remember, you are resilient.
Brown.
and a mama.
Okay.
And
I was trying to like
Bye, guys.
bye.